Lego Freak. Here, my finger hit my teeth. Yeah, that little. Anyways, and my shoutouts list is moving about because my ceiling fan is on. Back with another video, custom Lego minifigure tutorial. You know, same old stuff. A few shoutouts to get through. So yeah, there is going to be some something cool I'm going to show you at the end of the video. So if you stick around, that's awesome. Or if you skip to the end, that's awesome too. Anyways, first shoutout goes to Tyler Nugent. So yeah, ask for shoutouts. There you go. The light's in my face as usual. Next one goes to Crazy Gamer 0419. That light's bright. So yeah. And the last one, now I forgot to shout this guy out in the last video. I didn't see the comment or something. So sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I don't hate you. It's not that. It's just I didn't see it. Because I usually check on my iPad now. Because my dad was on the computer on the last video. Because he's off work on Monday. So he was on the computer. Which meant I couldn't get on the computer to check. So anyways. Everything is awesome TV. I like the name, by the way. So yeah, make sure to check out all these channels. And if you want to shout out, make sure to let me know in the comments. And I'd be happy to put your name in my video and your little picture or whatever. And I'll also say your name if I can pronounce it. Some names I just can't pronounce. Yeah. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into it.
Alright guys, now you might have noticed my background changed, and the reason for that is I've been building more of my Lego City, which means I don't have as many bricks to put back here, so I have this kind of background, and I actually really like the way that it looks. So yeah, anyways, just moving on. So I decided, hey, Captain Cold last video, let's do Heat Wave this time. So yeah, now I really do like the way this figure is. I mean, it is simplistic, but I think that it's really cool, especially like the face, the way it turned out with just the stubble and the goggles and just the way the hair looks. But you know, the coat adds a lot. And before I had like a fully painted one, but I decided, go big or go home. And I tried the coat out, and I really liked the way that it looked. So I'm like, hey, I'll keep it. Something that was really cool to me was the fact that the material I used to make these trench coats is originally the exact same tan color as the tan paint that I used, which is really cool because I didn't have to paint that much on the jacket itself because it was already the same color as the arms and legs. Now the arms and legs are from my hand-painted one. But yeah, quite a bit of detail. Of course, I did make the gun, or made part of it. Yeah, but again, this is a really fun figure to make, and I hope this tutorial will help you make your own. I hate stumbling over my words. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the tools that I used. Alright guys, so for this particular minifigure I used tan paints. Now this is optional, but I did decide to use it. I did it just a little bit. I used silver, red, black, tan paint. Now this was not the tan paint I actually used. This is brighter. The tan paint I actually used, it dried up, so it doesn't work anymore. So this is a different tan, but I still use tan paint. It just wasn't this bright. It was a little bit darker. I used the light gray. Now this is a really good brand of paint. Not for beginners though. Beginners, I wouldn't recommend using this. Model Master, it's really good, but if you think that if you're more advanced in painting, this is a great brand to use. The reason I wouldn't recommend it for beginners is if you mess up, there really is no easy way to fix it. It's hard to correct if you make a mistake. So, but yeah, and I did use brown paint, and of course a paintbrush and a thumbtack as always for details. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the pieces that I used. Man, words sometimes. Okay guys, so for the pieces, I try and find like the same pieces I used but not painted, but I couldn't really find any. Basically, tan arms, like the standard Lego, not like peach color, but like the standard Lego tan, like this here, this kind of color. I used tan arms and legs, but not a torso. I did use a gray torso. It's a standard gray Lego torso with some painting on it. Now for the head, it came with those blue Star Wars, whatever they are. There's like a pack of 4 blue clones or whatever. And this was the commander's face from that. And I think that, it's a really good head to use. So yeah, now the gun was a standard old Star Wars blaster. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And I just used some tan hands. Yeah, so I'm not going to cut the camera, just going to jump right into the painting tutorial. Pretty much starting with the head, pretty much what I... The heck? Something just fell behind me. whatever. Anyways, so starting with the head, basically what I did was I just started by painting just 2 black circles around the eyes, and then I basically filled in the gap. So basically just imagine 2 black circles here. Then I just kind of made a line between them, a little line that goes down, so kind of a curved line, and then basically kind of an upside down V right here connecting the circles. Then I basically filled the entire thing in with black, went back later and painted 2 silver circles. So yeah, then basically I just painted the strap all the way around, making little touch-ups. Again, it's not supposed to be perfect because, you know, it's just a strap, but yeah, and I might need to add a little bit more hair in the back. But yeah, so, and then I painted 2 little silver parts on either side here and over here. I did a little, basically I just painted like I did tiny little dots on either side with black or brown just as stubble, and then I kind of scraped it off until it was really, really thin. So yeah, and with the hair, basically it was the same method. It was just a bunch of dots up there in this kind of hair shape. There's probably, again, more on the back of the head, which I'll paint later, but whoops, dropped my thumbtack. But yeah, so that does it for the head. Now, come on, work with me, camera. All right, so for the torso, pretty much it was just a gray torso. It did have printing, so I just painted a shade of gray over that, but again, just a cleared off gray torso will work. I basically painted 2 black V shapes, filled in the top one with tan. I took some brown, put it on the tip of my finger, and rubbed the torso until it looked kind of smudged. You can see that brown stain right there. And I think that looks nice. So, yeah. I'll go ahead and remove his gun. Well, I'll explain that later. So yeah, now pretty much for the jackets, I made it. I do have a tutorial on trench coats. You can check that out, and it'll show you how to make jackets like this and, like, you know, longer looking trench coats. So yeah, now pretty much again what I did was I just made it the same way I usually do. I laid it out and I painted on the 2 pockets, and then this kind of line with these things. I don't know what this is, but it is on there in the reference photos. So yeah. And then basically I did the same method. I put some brown paint on the tip of my finger and just rubbed it until it looked really smudged, and I kind of just, you know, took the thumbtack and kind of scratched at it just to make it look weathered and old. And I think that's a pretty good method for the jacket just because there's a bunch of stains. I did that with both brown and black. I did some, you can see some black there, some brown. So yeah, basically it's just brown and black smudging wherever. You can see it really in the back. Whoop. Keep dropping stuff, man. So yeah, there, you know, just all kinds of smudged and stained and things like that. Did the same thing to the arms, so just some tan arms and just smudged those up as well. So yeah, of course, standard tan hands. I did the same to the legs. I put black and brown on my fingertip and just rubbed it like crazy until it gave it this smudged appearance. I did paint some black boots all the way around, and of course smudging continues onto the back of the figure, into the sides and everything like that. So yeah, now for the gun. The gun was really actually quite easy to make. I just took a Star Wars blaster and I cut the front so it was a little slanted. You can see. Let me focus a bit on that. There we go. So yeah, you can see that I cut it so it's slanted, and I cut a bit off the back as well as I cut off the top part, that little scope thing that is up there. And basically, I purchased. Sorry, I'm zoomed in, but this is basically copper wire. You can get it at, you know, hardware stores, things like that. You probably find it at Walmart too. And basically what I did was I just cut a small piece and I glued it to the top, and then I took some pliers and curved it so it went to the back of the gun. So I really like the way that that looks. And of course I painted the copper wire silver, and then put 2 little black lines on the top. So you have to kind of separate into segments like it is in the show. And then I basically painted 1 red line here, and then 2 more kind of going down to it. And then I painted 6 red dots going across on either side. You can see there and there, because that is accurate to what I saw from the reference photos. And then this kind of shape on the front, this just basically a line. It's kind of like a square, except at the bottom it curves. So that's the same on both sides, because I found a really good reference photo. So yeah, now I'm not sure, because I found 2 different versions. One of them looks more bulky, one of them looks like this, and I'm not sure which one he uses in the show. I have seen the episode, but I wasn't really looking at the gun. So yeah, you guys can let me know, because again, there is 2 different ones. One of them has kind of like a red tank on it, and it's a little bit bulkier, whereas this one's more sleek. So yeah, but again, pretty simplistic minifigure. I know it looks like complex with the smudging and things like that, but it really is quite simple to make if you know how to make the jackets. So yeah, really like this figure, and yeah, that about does it for this video.
Alright guys, hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like as well as subscribe. Leave in the comments if you want a shout out, if you have any figure suggestions, anything like that. You know, constructive criticism is much appreciated. Don't hate on me too much. So yeah, and if you do happen to dislike the video, you know, hit the dislike button, but let me know in the comments what it was that made you hit the button that looks kind of like this. Because I'd really like to know, that way I can maybe fix what the problem is and bring you better content in the future. But yeah, anyways, a few things to show you. Number one, let me grab it. Bought this today. 4x4 Rubik's Cube. If you haven't seen my 100 subscriber special, I actually solved the 3x3 in there. And I got this today, and it's just absolutely baffling me. But I will figure this out. But I just thought to let you know, the 4x4, absolutely insane. It's beyond me right now, but I will get it. Next thing I want to show you, I'm going to have to change camera angles, but I've been working more on my Lego City, and progress is slow on that because I really want to make the buildings look decent, because like my old buildings was like a box with windows. I'm really trying to up my building game and fix it and make the buildings for my Lego City for the stop motion look as good as they possibly can. Because I don't have a lot of like good colors either, because I'm working in like colors like bright red and blue, and a lot of city buildings are more, tones like tan, gray. They're like dark red, not super bright red. So I'm really trying to make it look like a decent actual city as opposed to boxes with windows. So, I might have to order some pieces. So, progress is slow, but it is going. And of course, when I'm working on buildings, I can't really work on figures, so it's kind of just a mess at times. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and change the camera angle to show you what I've been working on as of recently with the buildings and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. A little bit of a mess here, but you can see there's just some pieces and random Spider-Man. I'm just using him to like test the height of like the windows and everything. So this is a little building that I did. Now, of course, if you haven't seen this one yet, there's one of the buildings that I did, which is absolutely huge. But here is like, but here is like a building. Basically, there's going to be 3 or 4 of these next to each other, kind of this size in different colors. So this one's going to be blue, this one's red, and I really like the detail on it. I think it looks nice. These aren't supposed to be there. But yeah, I really like the detail on it. I think it looks nice, but you guys can let me know what you think in the comments, especially the roof. Roof looks nice to me. Nothing on this side because there's going to be another building here that blocks it, but you can see there's some windows on this side. And I think it looks really nice, and I'll be putting stuff inside for the stop motion so you can see clear through it, because I left the back open in case I want to like film or take pictures inside of it. But again, let me know what you think about the detail, if it looks alright, if it looks like a decent building, with the railings and stuff like that. So yeah, and there's going to be a blue one here, maybe a yellow one next to it. I don't know, it's going to be like little shops or something in the city. Because again, progress rate. So I have a bunch of white pieces I'm gathering for like a big white building I'm going to do. I got some cool looking pieces here and windows, things like that. Those cool light poles right there. So yeah, but progress is going pretty good. But let me know what you think about, this building and this building if you haven't seen it yet in the comments. And yeah, this has been Lego Freak. Peace. 3, 2,